Welcome back to Straw Hat Crusaders. This is me, Josh. And what is there something funny going on?
Put it at the level we said you were gonna talk at.
You
Immediately moved.
I just adjusted it for you.
Oh my god.
Is this okay? Like this?
Yeah,
Like this?
yeah.
Oh, go ahead, continue.
Welcome back. And we're back to Straw Hat Crusaders. My name's Josh, and to my left is... Wait, hold on. Start over. Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Cut. Okay.
Okay. Welcome back. Welcome back to Straw Hat Crusaders. This is Josh on air with you. And then to my right is...
Clayton Chalman.
And to his right is...
Adriana.
And to their right is...
Hayden Hartrick.
And to their right is...
Lucas.
Not Josh.
And to his...
voice, a new voice.
A new voice. To his right is me, so that's the only guest we have on. But this is a friend of the show. Lucas, why don't you tell him about yourself? Fast.
Hey guys, I'm Lucas. Lucas Tortellini on pretty much everything. And I have been reading One Piece to catch up with them, and I read up to 195 in a little under 2 weeks. So if any of y'all at home think that you can't catch up, yeah, you can. You can do it.
Wrong.
Yep. And you're also, in terms of JoJo...
Oh yeah, and I've caught up all the way on JoJo. I'm probably like 3 chapters behind on part 9, and that's still coming out. Barely anything has happened, so that's just to make Josh upset. But
So he's along with the rest of us, a longtime JoJo fan and new One Piece
We're
fan.
trying
It is
to find...
4 against 1.
Yeah.
We keep trying to find One Piece fans, but there's just not that many out there.
Yeah.
it's only the
It's a
best-selling
really
comic of all
indie-
time.
It's a really indie underground series.
I know.
It's really
It's the
hard
most
to find
popular
people that
manga.
It's
like
more
it.
popular than, just only like more popular than Batman and Superman. But
True.
yeah, aside from that, we're here to talk about 2 things. Literally only 2 things. If anyone mentions anything else after our cutoff point of our personal life section, I don't want to
Josh
get
has
into
a
that.
water gun that he keeps.
Why would you say that?
And I have a real gun.
Yeah.
And okay. Well, I guess I'm outclassed here, so. Anyway, how's everyone doing?
I'm doing swell.
Yay.
Yay.
Why?
What? Yeah.
Yeah, why?
Why are you so
Oh,
swell?
Why
Well-
are you happy?
Explain.
Last week I talked about how I lost my job. And then I've had nothing else has happened. I've pretty much been sitting down.
Have you eaten any ice cream recently?
I have.
Great.
I tried a new flavor.
Yeah,
of
I saw it. You had
What a
the
good
one you were
question.
having last night.
Yes.
The-
It was Monster cookie dough. So it was
Whoa.
cookie dough with M&M.
So
Oh,
life
okay.
is
It
just
was
getting
It's
exciting.
a good. It's a good ice
Yeah,
cream.
that's honestly the biggest thing that's happened in my life in the past couple weeks.
I thought you were gonna say the ice cream had
Like
Monster
Like
Energy
Monster
drink,
Energy drink?
Monster
Yeah.
Energy
Like
flavored.
frozen crystals of
No.
Monster Energy.
which would have been
Finally.
concerning.
I don't drink Monster, and I never will.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Me neither.
I've done it once or twice.
Whoa.
Well, we know who's that guy on the podcast.
Wow.
We know
So someone's gonna do coke.
yeah, mark
Yeah.
that. We're gonna cut that out. We're gonna... that's a joke.
Cut all my speaking parts out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How
We're gonna
do
have 2 versions of this episode. One
Yeah.
that's just Lucas, and one without.
Lost media.
Anyone else? Anyone else having a time?
Yeah, I've been having a pretty cool week. Just normal. I got my eyebrows pierced today.
Woo!
And I've been wanting to do that for a while, and it feels like 2 little crabs have pinched their claws onto my eyebrows and are hanging off of my face.
Aw.
So that's cute.
really-
Love it.
It's kind of an adorable image.
Yeah.
If you're talking like small crabs, like the little
Yeah,
ones.
small crabs. Yeah, and other than that, just a run-of-the-mill week for me.
Did it hurt?
Yeah, it did. It did hurt. Yep.
Thank you.
There's needles in my face.
Uh-huh.
Do you want me to show you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll wait till you're sleeping. It's fine.
Okay. You guys stab me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. How was your week, Hayden?
Oh.
Oh.
I'm fine. I'm in a.
You sound great.
I've been in a spot, but that's fine. We got a new ice pick at work.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is like a big thing happening in my life right now. Made a whole specialty cocktail for a show at the bar that I work
Why
at.
the fuck do you have an ice pick at work?
Pick ice.
Yeah.
Truly.
We have ice in a bucket.
He's a bartender.
Yeah, I'm bartending and I gotta break up the ice sometimes.
That's real?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ice is real.
No, because at Starbucks we would just scoop the ice and we'd use the scooper to just bang the shit out of the ice to break it apart. Yeah.
Sure.
But
yeah.
this is a
we don't
fine
have like a
establishment.
we don't
You're
have
right,
like
you're
a big scooper or anything. I've got a cup. I normally have to take a big bag of ice and I throw it on the ground 6 times and then put it in a bucket.
You just breathe on it till it melts. Yeah.
We also have like these big like old fashioned ice cubes, like the big cube
Ooh.
ones
Nice.
that we have to
Ooh, I
break
love
up.
Classy. That's
those.
classy.
It is really classy.
Yeah.
The Fallout Theater has a very classy bar.
Awesome.
I like that bar. It's a good bar. Come to that bar.
And
I had a
tip Hayden.
specialty drink and nobody ordered it, and I was really sad because there was a little frog prince on there that you could have and you could kiss, and it's good drink. Okay.
I will absolutely order that drink next time I go.
Okay, you bet me.
I'm sorry. Lucas, what did you do this week besides fasting? Actually, get into that.
Okay, so it was Yom Kippur.
Woo!
And I fasted. Josh did not. So one of us goes to heaven.
I just wanted to know. I wanted you to test the waters first.
And yeah,
No one else ever fasts on Yom Kippur,
Yeah,
so I
it's
needed.
never happened before. No, I did it, and I had to work. I worked, just like a regular 8-hour shift at my work, and I work as a line cook.
Oh, that must have
And
been
so I was in a hot ass kitchen, and I was surrounded by food, and so it really was a little test of will. But when it like the sun finally fell and everything, and I just walked outside with a little. We have paratha. We serve paratha at my work, and I slapped some spinach in there. And I went outside and I prayed and I ate it, and I was like, this is awesome. Maybe this is why they do it, because food tastes way better afterwards.
Was it just all day no food, or like
It was
since
from
the last day?
From the last day's sun, since the last day's beginning of sunset to the next day's sun fully set.
Oh,
So
okay.
25 hours.
Yeah.
But I accidentally did not check when the sun set. And so I ate at 6, and then the sun didn't set till 7. So I had a whole hour that I could have eaten.
Oh yeah.
It lasted a little bit longer, but my awesome girlfriend was giving me a haircut, so I didn't eat because I got cool hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
I ate like a normal person this week.
Damn.
That
Me, not me.
You're really
Not
going to
me.
regret saying that, buddy.
I've eaten a lot of
Yeah.
Wendy's this week, and that's
Wendy's nuts again?
yes.
What did you say?
Wendy's nuts.
Not important.
Okay. We're gonna.
Should we talk about some freaking stuff?
Sure.
Yeah,
We ready to hop into the Joe journey?
Unless Josh
What
had a
happened with
week.
Josh this week?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah,
did
say
that.
anything, Shannon?
Yeah, there's always like this thing that happens. I think
Uh-huh.
we get into our weeks, and then Clayton's like, "All right, we're done. All right, we're done." And then I realized that, like, oh, I guess I didn't do anything all of last week. I guess I just didn't have it. No one just likes to hear like what happened.
Well, what happened?
So we're
This
starting
better
to
be good.
Talk about the Joe.
I just had a pretty good week. And we did a show at Fallout Theater that it was a contest that we didn't win, which was fine.
Aw.
Because who cares? I guess.
Okay.
I mean, who fucking cares? But no, it was weird because just like it. Obviously, this is a show for a live audience, but it was just the guy hosting who just decided without telling us why. He just was like, "Yeah, so the other team wins, yeah," and we were like, "Okay."
What show is this?
It wasn't
Called
really
The
a
Game.
competition. The competition was like a bit of the show.
Oh, okay, that makes sense because it kind of felt like a bit.
Josh,
Yeah.
Nobody told you Santa wasn't real.
Well, it wasn't stand up; it was improv, which is actually less real.
I said Santa, not stand up.
Oh, I thought you said stand up.
Yeah.
I thought that's way funnier.
You left it.
Yeah, yeah. That's a,
Yeah,
Stand up isn't.
it's
real.
not.
But yeah, who gives a shit honestly about my week? Let's talk about fucking
That's
Let's talk
what
about
I'm
a little.
saying.
I think we have 6 episodes of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to
Yeah.
talk about and to
Sure.
kind of
Before we get into that,
Oh, yeah.
I since we have a guest on this podcast, and I would like to hear just Lucas briefly what your journey with JoJo has been.
For sure.
And, just kind of like similar to what we did in our first episode.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So, my journey with JoJo, which is like kind of like a religious experience book title.
pilgrimage.
JoJo brings me to heaven. Anyway, my experience with JoJo started when I was a junior in high school. I had just gotten my wisdom teeth out, and I was sitting there eating mashed potatoes, and I had a couple friends who had watched JoJo's, and I knew, I'm not going to be doing anything this weekend but sitting in my bed. So why don't I just go ahead and start JoJo's? And I was hooked from the first opening, and it's still, my favorite opening, Sono Chino Sadame. Mm-hmm. It is so amazing. And honestly, I wasn't even that invested in Jonathan. I was just cool. This apparently gets better, and then it did. And I loved part 2, loved part 3. If I had to give you I'd have been watching it from that year all the way up until now. Watched part 6 as it came out and stuff, but I had already read through part 6 because by the time I was all cut up on the anime, part 5 had just ended, and so I got to watch, I think, the last 2 episodes as they were airing, and then I was like, all right, well, now I got to read this. So then, summer of COVID, I read part 6, part 7. I finally read part 8 just this past year, and then boom, part 9's out. So it's pretty cool. I really love JoJo's. It's a franchise that is very near and dear to me. And if I had to give you a favorite part, it would be part 4, probably, if not part 7. It's hard to distinguish. I can't tell you my favorite JoJo or anything, but I like them.
No one really asked.
Oh,
about your
We
favorites
did
were.
do that though. I'm glad we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
It was a jest. It was a
cool.
joke.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm being.
Thanks, best friend who drove me.
No, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Well,
Honestly, I can't really tell the difference between part 4 and 7 either. They kind of blend together. They're like
They're
Yeah,
they're very
thing.
similar
Yeah.
stories.
They're really similar. There's a guy named Joe or something. But no.
So
You're.
this is a comedy podcast.
Cut that out. That's what minute and second was that? Okay,
we're on 2.
so you're familiar with an arc called Death 13,
Of
right?
course. Yes.
And now I think all 5 of us at this table are familiar. So, Clayton, why don't you kind of get into your initial thoughts?
So, episode 1 of these is Baby Stan.
yeah.
I mean, pretty much as soon as you see the baby, you're like,
That's
the Stan user.
The stand user. Everybody knows.
I thought it was fun. I'll get this out of the way. Pass, obviously. Josh, last episode you said that there was one that might be a smash.
It was not Death 13.
I assumed not. Which one? I guess that would make it Judgment.
No. High Priestess can shapeshift.
Okay, but only into mineral stuff, right?
Yeah, but it's got a mouth. I don't know.
Yeah, a hard. It's got teeth.
A lot of
So do I.
So this is a comedy podcast.
Well, listen. I
a
said
lot of
maybe.
them
I didn't say it's a
have
smash for me.
mouths.
I just know
Okay,
that you're a freak.
it's a smash for me.
Is that the one? Is it actually?
No, I would have to pass, unfortunately, on our friend High Priestess. I'm also going to pass on Judgment.
You're gonna pass Judgment, okay?
Death 13 was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I had a good time. Kakuin gets to kind of show off a little bit.
Yeah.
Hierophant Green definitely growing on me a little bit.
Hell
I
yeah.
I think when we first talked about Hierophant Green, Adriana, you said that he would be quite yummy, and it looks like you want to eat him, right?
What?
Didn't you say you wanted to
talking
eat
about?
him?
Seems like something you would say.
I mean, it
Did
does,
you
but
not?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
I swear, one of y'all said it, and I thought it was you.
Adriana said that it was their favorite stand.
Yeah, I definitely love him, but like
Jotaro was the one who said this looks like a melon.
Yeah, no, someone did say that. I don't think it was me though. Was it you?
That does also seem like something. If it
Okay.
wasn't you, it 100% was me.
Yeah, I think it was Hayden.
And is that what you think now? Is that what you?
I would snack on him a little bit. Especially
don't
like with his
disagree, but-
tails and stuff. It's a little like fruit by the foot.
He
Yeah.
he looks like he tastes like green apple.
If I ever was
follow
in
him
a
up and-
stand battle with Kakyoin, he would be like, Hierophant Green, and then turn around and see him getting sucked into my mouth like spaghetti.
Yeah.
But he grew on me a little bit. I enjoy the tricksiness of it. It was a Kakyoin episode, so that is cool.
Yes.
Love that guy.
Yeah,
It was a lot of tense interpersonal drama with that one for sure.
Because everybody thought Kakyoin was going crazy.
They often think that.
And he carved baby Stand into his arm in a dream
Hardcore.
to bring it back and show everybody. And the episode also ends with him feeding the baby Stand user his own shit.
Yeah.
That'll teach that
That'll
1-year-old.
teach that
What did you think of
baby.
that? What did you think of that? Well, he's a smart baby.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a very smart.
Baby knows what's going on.
Yeah, baby smart.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like a little, because it kind of fits as well with the next episode, which, holy shit. But we'll get to that.
Yeah. How did you think? What did you think about the 4th plane crash that Joseph Joestar has been in?
He gets in a plane, it's going to crash. We know that.
Were you expecting that when they were in the plane?
Yeah,
You were like,
yeah. I
"This
was
shit's
kind of
gonna
like,
crash."
this is done for.
Yeah.
Especially, I knew there was a Stand user on the plane. They're not making it anywhere.
Yeah.
I like that they just gave these people a baby. These people they don't
Literally,
know.
I know.
How did the baby manage to get all this, like, together?
I don't know.
How do you get all this clout?
How did he play?
dude?
Yeah.
Maybe like Inception. Like plant an idea and
Oh.
yeah.
everyone liked
It
that
isn't
idea.
It could
insane.
also be like Boss Baby, where maybe it's like it's
He
Alec
talks.
Baldwin. And
It's
he's
Alec
like walking
Baldwin.
around and
Maybe that we can't say no to Alec
Yeah.
Baldwin.
Well,
It really makes you hate the baby. It really makes you just look at him and want to fucking smash him, like Grogu in that one
want to what?
episode. Want to
Where
beat
you
the
wanna,
shit
like,
out. Hey,
attack
whoa.
his eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
He's got a big ass head.
Did.
Yeah.
Yeah. The stand though is often a lot of people view it as one of the best like stand designs. Like
It did look
out
really
there.
Yes,
cool.
one of my
It looks
favorite
cool.
stand designs. Yeah.
It's a clown reaper.
Yeah, and it can control. It's really kind of OP in the way that like if you meet it, it's almost you're
Yeah.
done for. Almost.
Yep.
It's just that he likes to play with his food too much. Was the only way they got out of there.
I also like in these episodes, Kakyoin does like he he lets it think it won. He goes like, "Oh no, I lose." He's very sassy in this episode, and I like that.
Yeah.
But then, he tricks it. He brings his stand into the dream world, which I guess good. He's smart, so I guess good thinking on that one. Kind of a guess, but and then he kills the baby.
He
Yep.
kills
does.
it. Slaughters him in cold blood.
Kills a baby.
So that's fun. And then the next episode, I'm really excited to talk about because this is fucking crazy. I've been waiting for a while for Mr. Avdol to be back. And we get to an island that is we are believing that it is Avdol's father that we are meeting. And they even go like, "Hey, Polnareff," because Avdol's father's really sad and like, "Polnareff, it's not your fault, man."
Oh my god.
And they get like all emotional, and Polnareff's like, "Oh," and then he walks off and he finds a fucking genie lamp, and rubs it. Is it part of this guy's stand that it has to be found and rubbed, or did he just choose to conjure it
Honestly,
out of the lamp?
it's like if you think about it, you're like, who would go out of their way to put their stand in a genie bottle? But also knowing JoJo characters, some of them like are just so bored. Apparently,
I think it could be either one. It really was just to drive home the gimmick, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he purposely put it in there to trick people into thinking it was a real genie.
That's true. Yeah.
It is a gimmicky stand, and typically with the gimmicks, it's like it's like, okay, this is gonna be a crazy powerful ability. We got to give it a real big like hitch, something that really keeps it from just being OP. Like for Death 13, for instance, it's the fact that you have to be asleep, and if you're awake, this baby's defenseless, right?
Yeah.
Bam,
right in the head.
Bam, eat your own shit. But in this case, it would be like, yeah, you got to be like desperate for a wish,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
you know?
It's easier to pick your victims that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
True.
And there's a lot of villain stands are very gimmicky in that way.
But yeah, they really tortured him, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like, on,
Yeah.
on
Do a
purpose.
fucking lot.
Uh-huh.
Like, not even like the JoJo team on top of like that, but like what Polnareff
Yeah.
goes through
Yeah.
in that episode.
Like unnecessarily, when they could have just told him.
Yeah, but also I'm saying like from like what Araki did to
Oh,
Polnareff and just like having him experience his sister get
Yep.
birthed again and then killed, and he
Evil
makes
version
the
of his
choice
sister.
that he's like, take her back, I don't want her anymore, and then she still keeps going to kill him, and
Yeah.
it's like, so somebody needs to give that man a hug.
I know.
Every
A
friend
little
group's
cookie.
got that one guy that everyone like rags on more than the others. It's like, oh, we pulled such a big prank. We got you $50,000 in credit card debt.
Polnareff, your sister's still dead, moron.
We gotcha.
Where are your kidneys, asshole?
Yeah,
Where are
we knew
they?
your best friend who was actually still alive, and we hid it
Yeah.
from you and made him dress up as his dad for no reason.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's not for no reason.
I know it's to hide from.
So that bit, the ending bit, I genuinely really don't like that because these guys are such good friends,
Yeah.
and that is a cruel thing
So
to do.
cruel.
I don't agree.
You do it to me.
But
I don't
they,
agree.
so the explanation they give is like, Polnareff, you've got a big mouth. And it's like, specifically, they made that choice then in this world. They made the choice to hide that from him after he just had the thing where he was responsible for Avdol's quote unquote death.
Yeah.
And learned that he needed to like trust his friends and be responsible and not be a hothead. And he went through all this, and you're just gonna let him think that Avdol
Yeah.
is fucking dead?
For the lulz. They did it for the
They did
lulz.
it because they needed him to get a submarine, and Polnareff, unfortunately, has not learned
No.
how to be secretive.
No.
They,
I'm sorry.
I
They
don't care.
could
I
have
don't-
told.
I think it's.
I don't claim this. I don't care who you are. Like if Josh, if you thought you killed Lucas and we knew about it, and then we like, and it was like a serious thing, I still feel like I could trust you enough to be like, hey, if you say anything about this, he will die.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah.
Here's my thing. You're right. You're all right. But
Yeah.
when I watched this, the moment to me when he finds out, when they're like, guys, look, it's Polnareff, and they're like, oh, hey,
well,
or
let's get our
hey,
luggage,
hey,
yeah.
Abdul, why don't you help us with the bullshit? And then he's like, what's going on? And then they're like, oh yeah, that was just he's like, what about Abdul, your father? That was just Abdul in makeup, and he falls over from his shock, and then he looks back and he's just crying like, do you guys have to go that far? It makes me laugh so hard every time that it's like, oh, this is just a part 3 shenanigan. Also, when I watched this initially, I kind of hated Polnareff. So I was like, yeah, you fucking idiot. That's what you get for being an idiot all the time.
That
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What you're talking when he falls down, it reminds me of that moment at Joseph's funeral when like everyone's like, oh, silly, 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 and Smokey just collapses.
He's just crying. It's just
starts bawling.
the comedic potential for me was just so ripe, and Araki took advantage of that. But also, this was a way for Polnareff to have a little more of a character development arc.
Sure.
With Judgment. Yeah, it was a little fucked up, but also they barely know this guy. Like, let's be honest. Polnareff is the weak link. Like, he has to learn to become the strong link.
Whoa. How'd
know?
you take it, Lucas?
when I saw the reveal,
Yeah.
I was right there with Polnareff. I was like, yes, and then them being like, all right, let's go. I was like, it really is kind of like why did he?
Like, why?
I can understand every part except putting him in makeup. Why even come talk to him in the first place?
Well, no,
dude?
he apparently that was his disguise
Yeah.
for just going about his business
his
to get
day
the
and
submarine.
stuff, but it's just funny.
Yeah.
It's just still funny.
But like they met him like the day that they were all about to leave together on the submarine.
Yeah.
Couldn't he have been like, "Hey, I'm in disguise right now, but I'm still
pull his
me, 'cause
friend
we're about
aside,
to all
maybe."
leave together."
He
No,
was
yeah, they totally
literally-
played this last
Yeah.
bit was unnecessary. They played a
Uh-huh.
bit of a prank.
Yeah.
And you know what? I just think it's so funny that I'm happy it happened. But if you feel like that's a betrayal that you took personally, that's interesting, and I think that's valid.
Yeah. I don't like that moment, but I will say Avdol is back and better than ever.
He is so awesome.
Yeah.
He is like a whole new character now, and I love it so much. He shows up and he's like all sassy, and he's like hitting like 6 different poses.
He's back with a vengeance, dude.
Yeah.
Also,
Make up.
Josh, you'll surely know what I'm talking about. Scorching Flames or whatever. The song that they're playing when he returns. Do you not know?
They're playing a specific. Are they playing a?
I looked it up.
Song?
I think it's called Scorching Fire or something like
it goes
that.
Insane.
Wait,
It's from the JoJo OST.
Oh, from the OST.
Yeah.
Oh wait, fuck. I probably. How's it go?
I
Do it for me right now.
couldn't
Sing it.
do it.
There's
It's like
so many noises.
it's like almost dubstep.
It's kind of like.
Yeah, I can't quite hear it in my head right now, but it goes so fucking
I
hard.
never
Yeah.
noticed that. I'll have to
I
listen
remember
to that.
being like so fed up with how long it was taking for Abdul to return in these episodes.
Because you knew already?
No, I assumed that.
What?
Oh, Cameo. He has the ability to bring people back from the dead. And
Who?
Judgment,
villain,
the
yeah.
villain with the Judgment stand.
Yeah.
His name's Cameo. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be how Abdul returns. That's crazy. I'm so happy because I was like, I
So
hated
you
that
just
Abdul
thought
died.
Abdul would return?
Well, he literally does, and then he's a zombie version. I'm like, oh, they're gonna find a way to make this right. Turns out he just wasn't dead, and he sneaks up behind zombie Abdul,
And Polnareff's like, I'm seeing double.
Yeah.
I must be going crazy.
because he's
Uh-huh.
like being eaten alive.
Yeah, also Polnareff gets eaten for like a minute.
Right.
A
Yeah.
full minute.
Yeah.
He's just sitting
And
there
all his
getting
friends
eaten.
see him with all these wounds, like deep scratch marks all over his body, and they're like, all right, time to go.
That's same as after Ebony Devil, though. Like,
Yeah.
they're used to
Polnareff,
it.
Yeah.
Polnareff and specifically Polnareff and Jotaro get fucked up so much, and then just walk it
And
off.
just walk away.
Although
there is absolutely no reason that his sister is naked because
No.
Yeah,
zombie
did not.
Abdul has
Abdul
a bunch
comes
of
back
clothes on.
clothes.
I
and-
hate to say it,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
there's unfortunately a reason, but it's
Why?
honestly even worse than her being naked. For
What?
that
Okay.
reason.
I think I get
Yeah.
that. And yeah, we don't need to
Oh.
talk about it.
It's just terrible.
Yeah.
I wish it was not
You
the
know,
case. It
that
didn't-
also,
it didn't need to happen.
Still put her in clothes.
No, still,
like
still put her in clothes. Still put her in clothes.
because Abdul wasn't even dead, so there wasn't like a corpse for them to.
True. Yeah, it was just like, I guess it pulls the way that maybe it pulls like from how, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
actually know. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. That part sucks.
I think it was just to hurt him.
Yeah.
It,
just had
was
to be-
manifesting however it would be to.
I do remember though being alongside Polnareff and seeing him be like, "Oh, I want $1 million."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Bring Abdul back." He's like, "I want Polnareff land. Bring Abdul back." And he's like, "Oh, my sister. Fuck!" And then just being so angry. But then he brings Abdul back.
You don't like Polnareff Land?
I enjoyed Polnareff.
Yeah.
I like that he also said he always dreamed of being a manga artist.
yeah.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of cool tidbits in this. Also, just like I think the episodes visually are just very beautiful. The way
Yeah.
that they like show just the environment is very nice. But yeah, also I just like how when Abdul comes back, Magician's Red just takes out Cameo just easy.
He's so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a very powerful stand user, and he's like, yeah, actually, I just gotta watch my back. I got this bad spot on my back because I got stabbed there by a hanged man, and that's the only reason he takes a hit at all.
Well, what do you think, Clayton? How about the next one right after that with High Priestess?
High Priestess.
Yeah.
So real quick, there's something I have to say about the previous episode.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
I gotta hear this.
So we've talked a little bit. You've asked me, Josh, to keep like a running idea of who gets the worst punishment after
okay.
they get defeated.
Yeah.
No.
Abdul is back on some crazy shit.
Oh, I remember. I know what
They
Oh
you
my
find-
god, that's right.
They find the stand user who is buried with a tube in his mouth sticking out of the
Bamboo
ground.
shoot,
yeah.
They drop a bunch of stuff in it. They drop bugs in it, so he has to eat them. They drop a match in it, and then Abdul's like, he's like a fucking scary, demented version of himself, and he's like, "Hey, Polnareff, I think I got a shit pretty bad." He's like, I think I need to relieve myself right now.
Nature
And Polnareff's
calls.
like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I'm saying I think we fucking piss in this guy's mouth.
He's also saying like, join the tradition of men, join
Yeah.
the gentlemanly tradition where
Yeah.
we both whip our dicks out and piss in this stick.
And then they do, and Abdal is laughing like a fucking maniac. Like he's like,
I love that Polnareff is pissing with him, and he goes. He even recognizes. Abdul, did you change?
yeah,
After
yeah.
the headshot.
While they're pissing.
Yeah. Which is great. I was so happy when Abdul returned. I had no idea he was going to, so that was fun for me. Did anyone else? Was anyone spoiled for that initially? Other than
I think
Clay?
I was.
knew.
Huh?
I think I knew most major spoilers going into part 3.
Yeah. Adriana, I don't think you knew.
No, I didn't know.
Okay.
But you look.
I don't know.
It's been years.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of people to talk to about JoJo's. I think I had like 1 or 2 friends who had seen it, but yeah, and we weren't really spoiler heavy, so I was
Yeah.
lucky enough to go in not knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do also like one last thing about this arc. I kind of like looking back that at first I don't know, it didn't really vibe with me, but the moment where Polnareff actually like chooses to forgive himself for his and accept that his sister died.
Yeah.
And it's shown by him like stabbing her
It's really good.
her like weird zombie corpse. And
They also
stuff.
get it's a really cool shot of Silver Chariot's arm just like
Yeah.
mirroring Polnareff, so it
Yeah.
just looks exactly like he did it.
Mhm.
It's really cool.
It's awesome. But yes, we're finally to the final arc before Egypt.
Yeah.
High Priestess.
High Priestess. I liked these episodes. The thing I liked the least about these episodes was High Priestess.
Right. Okay.
The stand battle was fine, but there was just a lot of cool, good stuff in here. We catch up with Susie Q.
Yeah.
Oh, do you mean like about the episodes? You liked all the stuff that happened besides
Yes.
the battle?
Other than
Yeah.
the battle,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
liked
true.
everything. I
Mhm.
think. We catch up with Susie Q, and that's like very emotional. And then I really enjoy JoJo's, or specifically Jotaro's little thing with her, where he gets on the phone and he like doesn't know what to say, and then finally he's like, "Hey, everything's gonna be okay."
Yeah.
It's cool. I enjoy that. I do think, hey, your daughter might die. Tell your wife to go
Yeah.
fucking say hi to her.
Right.
But she goes
but-
anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's at the end of the episode. Right? It's at the end. It says that there's like a moment where it flashes to her and Rose's.
Okay.
That might
I must have
been-
missed that.
That might have been a post-credit scene.
No, I know what the post-credit scene is, and we'll get to that.
Oh.
Did
Oh.
you mess up, Josh?
All right,
Oh.
Josh, sit in.
Did you?
Uh-oh.
I swear it was
Josh
there.
did
It might have been. I may have just missed it.
Okay.
We'll see. But yeah.
But I like that. Also, the thing I mentioned before this episode that there was an insane thing I wanted to talk about.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if I guessed right.
Oh, I thought that was going to be the piss in the mouth thing.
No,
Okay.
I totally forgot about that. But the thing that haunted me, that stuck with me, is when they're talking about hand signals. And Polnareff goes, "Hey, Mr. Joestar, I know a cool hand signal." And he does like a multifaceted
I had thought of this.
hand signal thing.
Yeah.
And then Kakyoin pops up over his shoulder and goes, "He says that he can see a lady's underwear." And then they do like another full minute of a secret handshake that the two of them apparently have together.
I admit it. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's great. I loved it.
that for me was when I realized I liked JoJo. I
Uh-huh.
liked the show.
Yeah.
It's
Because Kakyoin knows. He just knows.
and it like
Yeah.
for some reason their eyes are all in shadow as if they're like solemnly
serious.
doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really
they're so
good.
And it
serious.
cuts to different angles of them doing it. Like
Uh-huh.
it's fucking awesome.
It is awesome.
It is fucking awesome. You
It's
didn't.
awesome.
I also remember vividly watching these episodes and being just like, wow, I'm liking part 3, but man, these stand gimmicks. Like what? Oh, there's 6 mugs. What is it? A mug stand?
I was gonna say this was the Among Us stand. Like
Uh-huh.
this was
Oh,
the
yeah.
this was the prop hunt stand.
It really is prop hunt, like fully.
Yeah.
It's the Pop Tropica
He's like,
click around.
which
stand.
one of these dials is her? We got
is.
so many dials.
Who cares? Nah.
Especially like they started suiting up to go scuba diving, and it was like Joseph was like, all right, everybody, here's how scuba gear works. There's
Yeah.
this step, and it's like he's doing the whole thing.
The
and it's like,
camel thing.
obviously, one of your scuba gears is gonna be High Priestess, and of course, it's Polnareff. He has bad fucking luck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. I do like how threatening this stand is, though. It feels like kind of, it doesn't have that same gimmick where it seems easily like, oh, there's this one thing we got to watch out for. It seems like it could be anywhere, you know, and it could be anywhere.
Especially because I guess she could just become the Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, and I liked the her weakness was teeth.
Yes.
A very unfortunate weakness.
She gets her teeth punched out.
Yeah.
This was another case of just. Oh, sorry. Were you gonna say something?
No.
This is another case of just people don't understand how strong these guys are,
Mm-hmm.
and they think just one of them can take them out and they can take the whole bounty or whatever. No.
Yeah.
But they keep doing it.
They keep doing
They
it.
keep sending
If
one
they just
guy.
sent, like 4 guys, like
Yeah.
if the last 3 fucking stand users all showed up at the same time,
Yeah.
like. Okay, if there was like one other guy with Steely Dan, Steely Dan would have won.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but these people are
Possibly.
selfish. They're not really working together.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
No.
You probably might get into this, but I love the moment where after they defeat High Priestess, Polnareff goes up on land. Was it Polnareff?
It was
Yeah,
Polnareff,
yeah.
Goes up on land and goes over and he's like, "Oh, gross!
Because he wanted to see if she was hot.
Yeah.
Guys, don't look over here!" And they just don't show her. I know that they end up showing her in like a video game that came out later.
Yeah.
The I forget which one, but
Heritage for the future.
yeah, Heritage
I
for
think.
the Future. But I love the idea that Araki just didn't draw her and was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, her
she's
teeth-
probably just ugly or whatever.
Well, no, he's like, I couldn't even tell her teeth were all fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Because Jotaro punched the shit out of them.
Which she deserved it because
Yeah.
she was flirting with a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
anyway.
honestly.
Yeah.
Ew.
Well, we don't know how old she was.
I guess so.
I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
We don't know anything about
I mean,
her.
if a stand user could be one,
That's
they
true.
could be
Like, he'll be
two.
70.
Yeah.
I do like that. I don't know. I just like it when Jotaro is. It just shows how strong Jotaro is because it's gonna be.
I like when he.
I like when he.
I like when he
punches.
punched.
I like when he
the-
punches
and
really
he's
fast and
strong.
a lot of punch and he's fast.
He's strong
Yeah.
and fast and strong.
No, there's
I
like
had
a
that
moment.
Same note about One Piece.
Yeah. No, me too.
Yeah, yeah.
The moment where you're like, Jotaro's dead. He got munched.
Aw.
Midler's a munch, and then freaking
can't say that.
and then you just hear you hear a little bit of his stand cry because he's hollowing her teeth out.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking
So cool.
Pretty
it's
good.
pretty sick, even if it's not super elaborate.
I liked that. I thought that was a great little ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see her teeth, the teeth of the sea bust out of her mouth. It's
Uh-huh.
pretty crazy. It's
And I
pretty-
guess that's enough. She got her teeth knocked out, and she's just like, "Well, I'm basically dead now." She just lays
I
there.
do
She
think
just lied.
if my teeth exploded, like if somebody punched out my teeth,
On the inside.
I'd just
I'd
be
be
like,
fine.
I would
I'd be
also
like,
give
I'm gonna
up.
lay down. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna do anything
Yeah,
for
like
a bit.
all of your nerve endings for every single tooth would be exposed. Every breath would
Uh-huh.
hurt, and it would just be so much blood.
That's true.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
But-
she also. So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Clayton talk.
I was gonna ask Clayton how you felt about the pacing of this section because I feel like those it flowed pretty well, like those 3 arcs.
Yeah.
100%. It
Yeah.
really did. Especially, I love that this as like the season finale kind of. Like mid-season finale. I don't know how
I guess
we
how you
consider it
describe
these
One
days.
Piece, like there's arcs and there's sagas.
Yeah.
Like this was definitely like the.
This was the travel
saga-
to
yeah,
Egypt
yeah,
saga.
mhm.
Yes. And
And the ending that they do to wrap it up, I thought was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
We get the whole map of everywhere they've been and all the stands they
Yeah.
fought, and it feels really grand.
Yeah.
The whole like narrator intro to Egypt, like talking about all the different cultures that have left their mark here. It like really sets the stage for something awesome.
yes.
And I dig that. And then the post-credits scene, fucking being brought in on the battle bus, the dog.
Yeah.
The fucking
Yeah.
dog.
I'm excited. I
Yeah.
guess he's like a secret wepen of the
It's the
Speedwagon
battle bus
Fest.
from Fortnite.
Yes.
I just realized what that was. He once brought brought in on the battle bus.
I wanted to say you kept asking about this damn dog.
Yeah.
It's so
This
close.
damn
When you
dog.
start Stardust Crusaders battling Egypt, which is what the next season and the final season of part 3 is called, you might be meeting this fucking dog. Yeah, at one point I remember I was watching this with Jackson for the first time, and it was like,
No.
friend of the show, Jackson, and pretty much he would when they're going to the island to meet Avdol, they're like, what's his fucking name? Joseph is like, yeah, there is a. Oh, everything okay?
Yeah, we're good. We're
Okay.
rolling. Audio.
Yeah, he's like, basically, there is a new person. There's a very important person that we got to bring with us. I thought it was going to be Abdul's dad.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. And I want you to look, because Jackson pointed this out to me whenever it was revealed that there is a 6th Crusader. If you look at the intro, there's this part where there's stars heading towards the. If it will pause, oh my God! If YouTube.
There's
will work.
6 stars.
There's a 6th star that you might notice if you're looking closely, and if it will actually fucking load.
A dog-shaped star.
It is a star-shaped star.
Dog?
Star-shaped dog.
Here, just look at fucking this.
A ball of fire.
That's
Okay,
You
I'm
see-
looking at. I
There's
see
5
5 stars.
right?
So
And then
so
look
far.
look to the right.
Okay,
You
and
see
I
a
see the
6
Hollywood
star
sign.
peeking in.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Because they knew, because this came out 30 years ago.
You didn't even meet him yet. Don't get ahead of yourself.
I met him a little bit.
Wait,
He's
really?
under a. No, not really. I mean, I saw him.
Saw his eye.
He was under a blanket and he goes like this.
Oh,
and I
just
think
like
it's.
dogs do.
It implies that the Speedwagon Foundation is like, these guys are in trouble. We need to break out the heavy artillery,
Yes. Yeah.
which I enjoy.
Don't
Send
look
them
forward
the
to this.
door.
Can he talk?
Don't
Tell me
Uh,
right now.
Nobody knows.
we
we don't
cannot
know.
get into that.
You'll figure
I'll
it
say no.
out.
No, he
Okay.
does not. He's
No.
just a dog.
I will say,
he's,
yeah.
I mean,
Well, he's not just a dog.
because he's a stand user. Sure.
Well, it's kind of more complicated
We're, like,
than that, and you'll
spoiling
see.
it.
You'll see when you see it.
For
Yeah.
everyone who is listening who is like caught up with us now.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
We
But
should
hey,
care.
guys,
We should care.
controversial as a guest of this show. I care, guys. Don't worry.
Well,
Okay, we can mark this off. I mean,
Lucas is on the audience
And
side.
hey, guys, I'm on your team. Hey, audience.
True.
It's me.
Aw.
everybody
A man
vote
of the
for who your
people.
favorite guest so far has been.
Yeah.
but yeah, you are. They made it to Egypt after
Yeah.
24 episodes.
I'm cited.
Yeah, yeah. I am. I'm very excited to talk about next episode, but I am so excited to talk about the episode after.
Next episode.
The episode after that, because that is the episode I've been anticipating the most so far.
So will I be? I'll be watching that in this next chunk.
No. You'll be in the next chunk. You'll be watching that.
Okay, so
This is a good
the
chunk.
next episode of the podcast.
Yeah,
I see.
that's for expectations.
Yeah,
I think is there anything else we want to talk about with Judge Joe before we move on?
No.
Oh.
Nothing. No one's got anything.
No.
One more thing. The
Oh.
sound effects opening for Stand Proud.
Oh,
You
yeah.
saw that?
Oh yes, I loved it.
It's pretty sick.
Especially the stand rush, getting all the like.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
That was great. I'm so excited for new opening.
Yeah.
It's- yeah,
I,
it's
really-
fun.
I love this next one.
It's a very interesting one.
Yeah.
Josh doesn't like it, and
I really love it, actually.
I thought you didn't like it.
It's just not his
Oh, sorry, I'm
favorite.
so far
You're good.
away
You're
from
I
good.
think it's not his favorite.
Josh didn't like it, and
I love it.
Breaking news.
Every opening, even my least favorite one, I think is an industry standard.
that's
So,
fair.
Yeah,
honestly.
I like the next one, and yeah,
It-
the next.
But it's a grower. It's not a shower. The next
Okay.
one's a grower. Anyway, I think we gotta talk about One Piece.
One Piece.
I think
That's
we
the
got-
name of the treasure on the Grand Line. Here we go. Here we go. You gotta go. One Piece.
Sanji's cooking.
Choppers, Doctor.
Guys, what did y'all think of the war in Alabasta.
It just
Yeah.
keeps on
It just
cooking.
keeps cooking.
It
I
is
guess,
so
actually,
good.
similarly, before we get into this, Lucas,
Yes.
Yes.
you started One Piece, like you said earlier, but 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
right? What are you thinking, my man?
I'm like happy that I'm liking it as much as I am. I was kind of nervous that it would be like one of those things. I was looking like where to read it, and someone was like, here's a link to where you can read it. Also, skip to chapter 324. That's when it actually starts. And I was like,
Oh,
God.
fuck
what the fuck?
off.
Then why are you even
Explode.
fucking reading it at that point? If like
That's insane.
Then you don't even like the.
Yeah.
You don't like One
You're a
Piece. You
piece
like
of
People who
shit.
say that are nuts.
But so far it's good. My favorite character far and away is Usopp. He is
Ugh,
my favorite.
yes, I love
I'm a big
Usopp.
fan of like the weakest character in the group always. Whenever I watched, and I'm glad that he's getting like time to shine because I always loved Yamcha in Dragon Ball, and he existed purely to die to show how strong the enemies are. But I love that Usopp is the character who gets beat up just so that he could be like, no, I have to keep fighting. And
Yeah.
he's had the most like tests so far, in my opinion, in the sense that like he is not a strong person, so finding the will to keep going is the most important part.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a big Usopp fan. I've loved Nami so far, especially in this.
I love Nami.
I love
Yeah,
Nami.
I love Nami.
In these last few chapters was really good, but of course Arlong Park was an amazing bit of character development for her. And Chopper, who has only been introduced for me pretty recently, love this guy. Love this creature. Love this little fella hanging out on this ship. There's a panel of him looking like he just got chewed up by ravenous dogs holding a mushroom.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
got like a broken leg, a bloody eye, and he just says, mushroom. And it's the best panel so far.
I showed that to Ellis, and they just immediately started crying.
It's like showing a photo of like a limping. It's like showing someone a photo of a limping dog. It's like there's no other emotion to feel.
Mushroom.
Yeah.
Mushroom.
It's like a sad baby. Like what else are you supposed to feel?
Ellis, it's
Because
not a dog.
Yeah, he's not real.
Doesn't
Ellis,
Chopper
don't
have
worry.
like tears in his eyes?
Yeah,
too?
he's like,
Mushroom.
Just
I haven't
immediately started crying.
Mushroom.
But yeah, pretty cool.
Aw.
He's not crying. He's all happy.
He's just crying blood.
He's
crying
happy that he
blood.
got it.
Oh,
He did so good. He
mushroom.
got the mushroom.
mushroom.
Yeah.
And that was a
Twisted,
good thing that
mangled
he
fucking
did.
leg.
The mushroom worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
didn't
not
hurt
bad.
anyone at all.
That's Chopper's so great.
Chopper's
Yeah.
cooking.
He was really good
Chopper's
at this.
cooking.
Lucas just showed us a picture of a real dog.
Of a real dog with a long tongue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a One Piece fan so far.
Real quick,
yeah.
actually, no, you just did that. I was going to
Did
ask
I?
what your favorite Straw Hats were other than Usopp,
Yeah.
but you just said two of them.
I could give you a quick rundown,
Go
real
ahead.
quick on the other ones.
ahead.
Uh-huh.
Luffy, great protagonist. I really like him, and I like that he's different enough from other shonen protagonists to where the only time that he's acted in a way that I was like, this is stupid was, and everybody says this, is whenever he fought Zoro.
Yep.
I was like,
Yep.
that makes no sense, and if he's a guy
Hey,
who loves
buddy.
hey, Luffy, good to see you, buddy. But it's like, other than that, I love Luffy so far. I love that he's a character who's capable of growth and like learning that violence isn't always going to get him far. Even though in the most recent arc, it's kind of like, I'm going to kill Crocodile and then everything will be okay.
Uh-huh.
It's still
Well,
pretty
but they had that, like, there was an equal like exchange though with Vivi, because on Drum Island she was like, you don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about, and then with Croc he was like, you don't know what you're talking about now, and there was like, okay, I trust
Damn.
you, okay, I trust you.
Yeah, and I
You're
really
so
like
right.
I like
That's so true.
their argument, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Wait, are you
Zoro?
ranking them? Are you ranking
no,
them?
No,
right
I'm
now?
not ranking them. This is not ranking order. Zoro is really awesome, cool, strong guy character, and I like seeing him. I like that he's a cocky character that is not unfounded in the sense that the scene that Josh told me about, that once I got to it I loved, is the scene where he tests the curse of the sword.
Yeah.
And that was badass. And I was like, this dude fucking rocks.
Yeah.
He has a really good moment in this chapter that we're about to talk about. And then Sanji.
What you
Hey,
think, man?
buddy. What's going on, man? We're gonna need to talk. Yeah, Sanji. I was so excited when he was introduced. I was like, "This guy looks awesome. He kicks.
Yeah.
He's a kicking guy." And since then, I've been like, "Shut up, you fucking loser." I really hate the like, "Oh my god, a girl, blood, nosebleed" archetype of character, and it sucked watching this character that I almost like teared up for whenever he was leaving the boat. Turn into just a character that I'm like, can you just get in a fight or something so I can see you do something cool instead of being a loser all the time?
I am one of the number one Sanji fans in the world,
Really?
and it is hard work. It is, you are in the trenches with that guy.
Because it's like everyone, I think we've talked about this before, but like every once in a while, like I see horny Sanji in a way that is like, oh, I like this interpretation of it, where it's just like simp Sanji more than horny Sanji.
I have a crush Sanji rather
That's
than
how
I
it
want to fuck
started
Sanji.
out.
And it,
Yeah,
and
right.
then
Like,
a lot of
at
the
first, I
beginning,
was
it
like,
was-
"Oh, he just
He's
you know."
supportive.
Yeah.
He's just a simp.
He loves to see a queen slaying.
But then it turned into during something that happened, the Mr. 2 fight.
Yeah.
That whole like, whoa, tongue rolls out of mouth,
Yeah.
eyeball turns into a big heart, thump thump thump, awooga.
It started with the outfits though.
Yeah.
He went and gotten them the outfits and
Yeah.
real
Come
bad.
on, man.
Yeah, man. Oda is losing favor with me right now a little bit when it comes to that stuff. When it comes to the horny,
Yep.
like you can tell like the outfits are getting more just.
This segment specifically,
Ridiculous.
it just feel like it was hard. It was sad. Yeah.
It's
Can
sad
I
because-
ask you, Clayton? Is it kind of on a pendulum where we'll have arcs of more simpy Sanji than more horny Sanji? Does it kind of float back and forth, or does it only get worse from here?
He's smiling.
I mean, it's gonna get worse, and then it's gonna get really,
More worse.
really worse, and then it's gonna get a little better at times, and then there's gonna be some times where it's like, Sanji, look at you go, man. And then you're gonna be like, uh-oh.
I was referring more to like the women being drawn in general,
Yeah.
not just Sanji's
Yeah.
direction. Yeah.
It is. This is the arc where it starts to become a little like iffy. Down the road, it will become only more of a problem. It's a very unfortunate part of the series as a whole. It's very sad.
That
Yeah.
really is a bummer.
Yeah.
I've seen the art style here and there of like how it gets,
Mm-hmm.
and there's aspects to it that I think, oh, that's actually I really like that, and there's other aspects to it where I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna miss this art style when it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna miss the way certain characters look,
That's why it's
namely
sad,
female
because
characters.
Nami's like introduction, it like I'm missing it so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the vibe that we used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird going from like shonen to like other types of fiction, specifically like anime. Because if I switch over to like Monster, something very grounded down to earth, it's like every character is drawn super realistically, and all the clothes. It's like, wow, these people look normal, and the women just look like people too, instead of like they're a separate being
Yeah.
from the male characters.
Uh-huh.
That's the whole thing. I really hate it when they draw women like they're different species.
Yeah.
Altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her fight with Doublefinger looked like two wet noodles fighting each
Yeah.
other. It was like crazy.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Although I will say it sucks because I think the male characters look just cooler as they
just
go
look
along.
cool.
Yeah.
They just start like
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
If you were like, I don't know, if you were just an impressionable 13-year-old kid, you'd think that about everyone. It's
Yeah.
like everyone
Yeah.
looks so much better. The girls are so hot, and the guys
The
are so
guys
buff.
are so cool.
And it's like, yeah, maybe there's something wrong with the girls being drawn like this, but I don't think there's anything wrong with drawing a billion muscles. So
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Anyway, I mean, okay, we're starting this with chapter 179 is where we left off.
Yeah. What did y'all think of these chapters? Getting into it.
Awesome.
I really enjoy it. I think it's something that, because the first of these major fights that we get is the Mr. 4 fight. In terms of like these broad strokes, I know that there's a lot like sprinkled in, and I'm sure the things with like Vivi and Luffy we will talk about. But I also am a big Usopp fan.
Yeah.
I think I've talked about that a lot. I love that archetype, and he just got another great moment of when he was just being pushed through the wall over and over again. And just like kept standing, and I think they had that panel where his like nose was shattered and everything was broken, and he was just like, we just gotta do it one more time, which I think is like also specifically like the way that they beat Mr. Four and Miss Merry Christmas I thought was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
having it be like Usopp endured this mega attack and then figured out how to beat it, and so he was just like, let them do their major attack again. And I think that was like a, not as like explicit, but it was like a bit of another one of like that is like Usopp like outsmarting somebody by being like, I know that they're just gonna run it back, and so I'll take advantage of that.
Yeah. In this same fight, we also get a gun that ate a devil fruit.
Yes.
Yeah, how does that work?
Doggle fruit.
God.
Merry Christmas explains exactly
This
how
is
much you need to know.
An inanimate object ate a devil fruit.
You sound
they
like
said-
Usopp right now.
They said that can happen. So
Yeah.
They said, hey, it's the
It's
newest technology.
cutting edge science.
How does that work? Do you put it in the gun and?
I don't know.
I really want you to just maybe become a little more worldly. And
It's insane that you're the one telling me.
go to
this now.
Wikipedia. I thought that was hilarious. Although it was kind of like, I said this in the chat, but that was kind of like my 9/11. But like in a good way. But like, I was like, this is my last straw, but like also, this is kind of fucking amazing. And it was kind of a, I will say, okay, in regards to these volumes, I loved everything that wasn't the fights themselves. I loved everything politically. I loved everything with Vivi and her pursuit of trying to get to the palace to help her father, to break up all this fighting, just barely missing Koza, like 2 ships in the night in the battlefield. Also, just everything with the crew when they were trying to get to Alubarna,
Yes.
right? And they were just like, trying to like fight their way through that. The Kung Fu Jugans come back.
yes.
The Kung Fu Jugans come back.
They're the greatest thing that ever has happened. In
They're
the
kind
whole
of
world.
amazing.
They come in so clutch, and you all thought I was crazy for
say a
caring
word?
about
I
that.
was
I'm
microwaving
not-
Kurt.
You're the only one that maybe gets a pass on this. The other two, they hated me.
What?
They hated
I
me.
said nothing. It was them two.
They told me that
Okay, everybody
I was
keeps saying me.
bad.
I've read the fucking thing. I know they came back.
Yeah, I don't think like, we're gonna be the one like that's impossible.
Hayden,
I was dumb for liking
Hayden, I don't think you
that they
remember
were
who was.
bad.
I don't
No,
think-
I think everybody here was telling me that I shouldn't like them.
I swear to God, it was only Adriana. Like I was microwaving. I was microwaving at that point. I wasn't saying anything.
Microwaving.
Clayton was misleading,
Look,
as he always does, and Adriana was the one giving you shit.
I think you are all gaslighting Hayden right
This
now.
is just the show. You all just hate each other. Is it
Yeah.
my fault?
We all fight.
All I'm saying is nobody else cheered when I brought up the Kung Fu Jugans in the first episode, and that's what I needed. And because of that, you all hate them.
I literally
and you
love
hate
them.
me.
I liked them.
You have a victim
And
complex.
You know what? I'm gonna make one for you.
I will
how
cry.
yet.
I will weep.
I'm gonna.
You're gonna invent life.
Like a real
Yeah,
world.
I'm gonna go into the lab. It is
Gonna
October, you
splice
guys.
together an armadillo
Yes,
and an otter.
there is a super moon coming up. I got my, just wait for a lightning strike and it'll be fine. It'll be great.
And you're gonna
But-
teach it like martial arts.
Yeah, it'll be great.
I also got to say, Luffy being saved by Nico Robin was really nice.
that was cool.
Yeah.
I just love. She contains multitude.
She's kind of cool.
She is. She
really
picks him up with her bloom, and then she's like, "What are you fighting for?" Like she genuinely is curious. Like she's questioning her own whatever the fuck's going on, and it's so interesting. And I want to know so much more about her. Every use of her ability is really cool.
and she
When,
has
like,
a hat.
God, she has a
She has a
hat.
hat.
She truly
Does she
has a
have
hat.
that hat?
Dude, listen.
Yeah.
That hat. To her fit, man.
She also has the accelerator gator.
The Acceligator.
Yeah.
So good. See, it's moments like that I'm like, One Piece is firing on all cylinders. and it's marching towards these epic stakes with these epic battles, and that's when I get to the battles. And I will say, I was a little, only because everything leading up was so like peak One Piece at this point. Like I've hit a new high with One Piece in terms of all the setup. Then we get to the battles. Thus far, they've not impressed me. For the most part.
Real quick before we step into the battles, I want to in this like talking about One Piece being perfect, firing on all cylinders. There's another moment in these setups that I sent in the group chat that I was like the whole like Vivi fake out with they all have the hoods on and they split and they make eyelashes. There's like this panel where they're all just like revealing themselves and being like, too bad, you're wrong. And
there's a camel.
That
eyelashes. Truly,
I think, is one of the greatest panels of any fucking anything I've seen. It's just it just is such a great moment. And it's like, because I got like, the camel being there was a twist to me too.
Yeah,
and it was
you
just
know
like,
why I hate
this
him?
is
because
amazing.
you love camp, and I think that was a very campy moment.
It was a very campy moment.
It was,
and I agree. Yeah,
I love it.
Really good.
Oh, and we know about this. We know about your little X tattoo
Josh
now.
is pointing towards my
throw us
arm.
a pizza party because we know your
Yes.
tattoo, and it's awesome.
It was so good. I love.
Wasn't mysterious at all. We like immediately was
Yeah.
revealed, and it was like, oh, that's Clayton's tattoo.
I love too that for a second I thought Zoro's little plan with the sashes or with the wristbands or whatever. I thought, oh, they just forgot about that. But of course, Oden doesn't forget, man. He doesn't often forgets.
Especially
Rocky
having
actually
it,
doesn't forget.
they all tied the thing, and so you're like, okay, the thing is that they've got this. Of course, then Bon Clay figures it out.
Yeah.
But Zoro's a little bit smarter than that. He's not just a big bag of meat, that guy.
Is it a tattoo? Is it a marker?
There's a couple things like that in One Piece where people will get tattoos, and sometimes they're drawn with them, sometimes they're not. I think a lot of people take it as a tattoo. I don't know.
That'd be awesome if it was. So, like,
So from this point on, we're just gonna see it on their little wrists often.
Nope.
I think it was
Every
just
once in a while they'll
marker.
be drawn with it, but for the most part, no.
Oh wait, so
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
That's
yeah,
funny.
So it's like sometimes when they want to remember, they just kind of draw. Like,
yeah,
I'm nostalgic
Kinda, yeah.
today. Yeah. Okay. I like that. I love that.
it's cool.
Yeah. I really, the teamwork is just the dream work in this fucking show.
Yeah.
In this series, it's really good. And I'm not here to say that I didn't enjoy the battles at all this time around. It's just kind of, there's moments that I like, but the battles themselves, the way that they happen, are just not. I just find my investment going down when they're happening, and I'm like, okay, please just figure this out because I want to get back to the good stuff. Specifically, the Merry Christmas and Mr. 4 fight. I was just so sick of it at some point. I didn't like. This might just be a me thing. I understand if it's just a me thing, but I did not like the mechanics of it. It just was not fun to me. I loved Usopp's moments. Usopp and Chopper, every time it was focusing on what they were doing in the battle, I was like, hell yeah. But the baseball thing, I'm like, can manga and anime just stop referencing baseball? Please, just once. It's so annoying.
Baseball,
Okay,
Josh.
so this is what I like to call the Josh, you're wrong corner.
Yeah.
Not really, but just I disagree.
This is just my opinion.
Because I'm a big. I love the mechanic of the fight of, okay, well, if the dog ain't going to hit him with the baseball bomb, then the whole point of Mr. 4 is he's a cleanup hitter. Like, he will make sure that bomb always hits. I like how well, I was like, what the fuck are a baseball bat guy and a mole going to do together? Well, they're going to create a system of tunnels so that the baseball bat guy can show up anywhere. Also, he has a 4-ton, I didn't realize this until I reread it just now. He has a 4-ton bat. And Usopp has a 5-ton hammer, which just instantly makes him 1 ton stronger than Mr. 4.
It's funny because he didn't know anything about Mr. 4 when he
Yeah.
made that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's really funny.
On paper, that sounds awesome.
yeah.
When I was reading it, the way it's drawn, it was not only was it not fun for me to read, it just was hard to follow. Like, I just did not enjoy that aspect. Also, yeah, Merry Christmas and Mr. 4 just in general just piss me off. I don't like them. When when Merry Christmas got batted into the sun was the best moment of the whole fight for me.
I think
was
the
like,
best moment was when they told us that a gun ate a fruit.
Yeah.
yeah, that was okay. But,
This is my gun. He ate the dog.
Yeah, I just don't know why, but they pissed me off so much by the end.
Yeah, it
I
sounds
think
like a real deep personal issue for you.
It really
actually.
does.
Do you know people that are
Yeah.
like that? or
Yeah.
something?
I think I
It's
do.
fast talking women and slow talking men. So,
I love that fight a lot. I'm very much with Lucas. I just think it's a very well designed fight. To me, I did not really have issues following it at all either.
Guess I'm just a fucking idiot.
no,
I guess
don't
that's what
think
everyone's
that.
saying.
But
Yep.
I don't know. I think that it was just cool how they ended up working together, and I loved when Chopper was like, "Oh, make the dog sneeze. He's got a cold." I thought that was funny. I was like, "Why is the dog all sneezy or whatever? Why is he all sickly?" And I thought that was funny that I feel like there's never something where I'm like, why don't they just do this? Because then they do it, and I'm like, that's cool. And of course, Usopp's moment. I love any moment where Usopp's like, "I am Captain Usopp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I command a fleet of 8,000 ships," and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, dude, lie to them, dude. Make them scared. I love when his lies are not used to like hype himself up. It's to like freak out the other people. And the 5-ton hammer was an awesome way of doing that.
Yeah.
I loved the fake out with that, and then it explains
Yeah.
it's 2 frying pans. And
Yeah.
there's paper mache around it. That
Yes.
was fantastic.
And Mr. Four, I guess, just thought he
Yeah.
was dead. He
Yeah.
was like, well, I've just been struck with a 5-ton hammer, so I am
And
dead.
It's funny too because he's like the slow one. Like his whole thing is that he's slow, so it would take him a sec to
Yeah,
realize
he's-
like
that he doesn't
or
hurt.
like say because like earlier there's that type part where Mr. Four is like, "They're coming," and like everybody keeps talking over him. I was reading a different translation at first that I found out was not very good. But something that I thought was funny was that there were no spaces in between anything Miss Christmas said. So it was just everything she said was just one wall of text. And
That's a good
I
way
thought that was cool.
to make that effect.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I honestly I hated them both too, which is why it got me more hyped to see like how are they going to pull this one back. And if Chopper's not like effective against him, what's he's going to do? What can he change? And I loved the ending of make it so that he can't see, and then Chopper snags up Miss Christmas, and boom, just works out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
It was
a lot
pretty
of. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. There's a lot of moments I like about it. Wasn't super working for me, but there's still a lot of good stuff, and again, I'm still not really a fan of just. Okay, here's another thing about just One Piece in general so far that these fights kind of highlighted. I think it was easy to kind of let it go when the stakes weren't so high, but now that it feels like we're in a really serious story, for me, it's just hard to stomach that like there does not seem to be any consequential injuries, any consequential fatalities. Maybe there are some coming up so soon, and I just don't know. But like it really takes me, and I'm like, okay, I'm not convinced anyone's actually ever truly in danger. Like, Usopp is just a boy, and he gets fucked up to high hell. I get that his will is very strong now because he's been hanging around the Straw Hats, but it just was hard for me to, within this world, to kind of suspend my disbelief that he can just kind of get up, walk it off. Obviously, he's completely in a full body cast afterwards, which is hilarious. But that's something like Igarim comes back.
That I was about to bring that
And
up.
I'm so conflicted about that because I'm glad to see him again, and I can't wait to see what element he brings to this. But I was like, that was like the one guy this whole series so far that has died, and now he has not. So, it takes me out of it. I'm not saying that it ruins One Piece for me. I'm still so excited to see what comes next. There were still moments from other fights here that I liked, and we'll get to those fights. Like, I really liked Mr. One versus Zoro. But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't that part is it's wearing on me. That aspect of One Piece is wearing on me a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do wish that there was a little bit more clarity on if somebody was like dead, because I think that I agree with you. Like, I think that just I like that a lot of people are kept around and that not a lot of people die. I do sometimes. I hope that I don't run into that feeling that I'm just like, oh well, nobody is going to die. Like
Yeah. I know people technically are dying in battle. Like there are citizens who are dying that's not focused on, and I understand that. This is a shonen manga, so they're not going to as much. Sorry, I interrupted you, Adriana. I think
what was I gonna say? I feel like I don't know. It still feels like it's not at the place in the story to have dramatic deaths yet. For me, I don't know. Like I'm not expecting that to happen yet.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It still feels like there's like a lot. It's kind of like a kid's cartoon.
Yeah.
You know what
That's
I mean?
how
Like
Maybe I should be viewing it more in that vein. I probably should.
That's how I'm kind of viewing it. Where like, the stakes are really high of like these situations and stuff, but as far as like character deaths, like you don't really expect anyone in like Avatar or like Adventure Time to really eat it like in the second season at least, right? But they're still like can be really compelling stories by the end. You know what I mean?
I suppose
it's I think it's more of like with the secondary characters. Like I'm not expecting any of the main
With
Straw Hats.
Igaram, I get it.
Igaram, because it
for
was like
sure.
Igaram, and then the other example of this was like Mary, because Mary
Oh,
lived
right.
through that.
Yeah.
Right?
Mary.
The sheep guy lived through getting his fucking throat slit.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's kind of like, oh, I don't know. I wish characters like that didn't come back sometimes, but I don't know.
But hey, you're right. I should probably be viewing this through more of like this is right now still a kids shown like series. So
Sorry, real quick. Mary was in the East Blue, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it would be insane for him to have eaten like the sheep fruit or something, right?
Yeah, no, he does not have a devil fruit.
Yeah. Okay. 'Cause
He's
I
an
was
odd
like,
fella.
no, that's not.
He's
Okay.
he's an odd fella. That'd be funny if he ate a whole devil fruit and he just becomes a butler.
I remember, the butler fruit.
The butler fruit. He's a sheep that ate the butler fruit.
Yeah, I just remember us talking about that, and it was like, why is he a sheep? Anyway.
It was the paper mache 5-ton hammer was actually 4.4 pounds. I love that little detail.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
Not
something
even
written-
5 pounds.
Not even 5.
Written down that I don't remember what exactly caused. I was looking to see if I could figure out what caused me to make this note, but I did write down that I think one of my favorite parts about One Piece so far is how a lot of like culminations of arcs and moments like these do include a lot of moments that just have the people who the Straw Hats were nice to just like showing up to help, just being like, yeah, you were kind to me, and because of that choice, I am here to help you in a dire moment, and I really
Kung Fu
enjoy
Jugans.
that. Yeah,
The Kung Fu
the Jugans. I think there was something else that made me think of that, but I can't
There's
remember.
of course. I fully teared up at Karoo getting shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Karoo was such a
Could
real
not
one.
handle
Oh my
that.
god.
That
Yeah.
was so scary.
He was
I was so scared.
gonna get Vivi there no matter what.
Yeah.
That was
He did. He fucking climbed
He
up.
covered her
a-
during the trample too.
Yeah.
Because we also got the Supersonic Duck Squadron.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god, guys!
So-
Halloween costume. Halloween.
Yep.
Costume?
Yeah.
One had a cigar.
I loved how they all had teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like every kind of personality was represented in that
Yeah.
squad.
Yeah. They're really fleshed out.
That was awesome.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else it is.
I'll find it at some point and I'll scream.
Okay.
We got the Bon Clay fight.
Loved
too.
it.
I did have a lot of fun. There was like a line there where Bon Clay is like, I'm gonna make the ugliest face known to man, and he's just like, that's 90% you.
It's
That's
just
you,
his
dude.
face
Him
with
with
Usopp's.
Usopp's nose.
Yeah.
So funny. I
His
love it.
goggles. That was
Yeah,
pretty
it was
awesome.
really good.
That's
Also, at the beginning of that fight, I really loved the moment where Sanji comes in and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna teach you some manners. You have my friend's glasses. I want them back." And Bon Clay is like, "Oh, so you must be this Mr. Prince guy?" And he's like, "Nah, I'm Sanji, and I'm gonna kick your ass. That was awesome. I love that so
My
much.
favorite Sanji stuff so far had been the Mr. Prince
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah,
Obviously.
Mr. Friendship.
I like his little espionage
Awesome.
stuff.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
That's the best.
It's really good.
Yeah, and in that fight too, I know we talked a little bit. We touched on it briefly about the horny Sanji and the way that that's incorporated into this fight. I did still enjoy that string being pulled a little bit, and not as much as like. I mean, it's the whole like when he first transforms and she's like pulling his shirt apart, and it's just like, all right, that's a bit too far. We're
pretty
good.
good.
But I did like.
You could see it coming.
Uh-huh.
That he wouldn't be able to hit Nami.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, but it's also like it's like one of those things where it's like they established before that like Sanji has no problem punching him if he uses any other face
Yeah.
other than like Nami,
Uh-huh.
which I thought was like a fun way to pull on that string and was like, and still like was like quick enough that they found a way to work through it. Like it wasn't like something that was like it was only an issue for like a few pages, and then not Sanji was just like, yeah, whenever you touch your face, you're not you, and then I just will kick you.
If
Or-
he was like just normal crushing on Nami before that, that would have been like a perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing inherently wrong with that being a device, but
Yeah.
I know
It's
what
when
you mean.
paired with the
Yeah, yeah,
horny
yeah.
that it's just like it's a bit too far.
It's also it feels out of character for Bon Clay to me to be doing that like he's doing it. He's a good guy. He's a good person.
Yeah.
First time when he meets the crew, he shows everyone Nami's titties. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's,
But he
that's
wouldn't
True.
do that.
He
He
wouldn't
did
do
it, but he
that.
wouldn't do it.
No, and I love when he's like about to be beat. He's like, "Oh my God, you're my friend." You're
Yeah.
He's like, and
Did we
Sanji's
find-
like, nah, I'm not gonna hurt you. And he's like, so you really think
Wow.
that even in this battle brought us closer together? And he's like, yeah. And then it cuts to him having his ass kicked by Sanji.
Yeah. I did like the choreography of the fight too.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it was cool. That one was easier to follow. I had fun with it. Well, again, I guess in this case it was more just like a. It didn't feel like it was matching the stakes for me of the moment. And Bon Clay's Mr. 2. He's supposed to be like the second most
And
powerful
Sanji's
agent.
Mr. Sanji.
I know.
And what's your point?
I know.
What
I'm
about
just
it?
like at a certain point, I want to see them really get challenged. Zoro got challenged.
Yeah,
in
I
this
do
fight.
think too that was the weakest of these 4 fights because it does feel like each other fight does have like a character culmination moment too,
Yeah.
and like a game. But it's like you know with Usopp, you've got the Usopp moment. You've got Nami figuring out how to fight is her whole thing. Sanji or Zoro figuring out how to cut steel, and like the Sanji fight just didn't have like a
Thing.
thing.
Well, he just had to figure out how to get him to not look like Nami.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah.
and then he did that in 2 seconds.
But that's not
I
like
think-
tied to his character.
Yeah, it's not like I know how to change people or
There's
something.
there's a quote from I think Akira Toriyama talking about Dragon Ball where he talks about how it's most fun to watch Vegeta when he's fighting somebody that's like way weaker than him, and it's most fun to watch Goku when he's fighting somebody slightly stronger than him. And I think it's a similar thing
I
for
could see that.
like the way to make Zoro and Sanji cool is Sanji's like the cool guy who he's gonna like find a clever way and he's gonna come in and he's got it all figured out, and Zoro has to like push through
Yes.
the like heavy grime and muck to get to it.
Yeah.
Also,
I like that.
something I've noticed about like how I've been consuming the story is like when there's like an arc that someone doesn't get a lot of focus on, I don't really think too much of it because it's like later, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
it's just I feel like there's just a natural flow of like focus that's on the characters since the beginning, like once Usopp's Usopp's been pretty steady actually, but you know what I mean, it's like they deal with some shit,
Yeah.
and then now it's this guy's turn, and it's
Yeah.
just like they take turns, you
Yeah.
know. So I just have faith that it will be whoever I wasn't seeing this time, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
it'll be their turn next time, I guess.
Everybody gets their moments.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, 100%. And Sanji's had some great ones.
Sanji's cooking.
It was just
He's
it was the weakest of these 4 fights.
For
I
sure.
think.
I'm gonna argue
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay,
argue with
Josh.
that. Well, it wasn't. Honestly, for me, it was of the 4 fights, it was my second strongest. I think for me, number 4, Mr. 4, and
Of enjoyability, you mean? Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Like the Mr. 4 and Christmas fight was probably my least favorite for personal reasons. All of this is for personal reasons.
Most opinions are.
Yeah. And then the Nami fight with Double Finger had its moments, but what the hell? There's a lot of things there that I did not enjoy. I personally, should I just get them out of the way before y'all?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have tomatoes ready to throw.
Yeah.
at you.
Uh-huh.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I feel like such a. Typically
No,
not this
it's
guy. I'm trying to be
okay.
really fair about this
Yeah.
because.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah,
not,
that's
we're
the
not
point of the
judging
show.
you. Yeah.
But I'm gonna get eaten in the quote retweets. But pretty much like, okay, Nami's here. She's ready to fight. I'm like, fuck yeah, Nami's my favorite. She's fine. She's entering battle with Double Finger. Let's see how this goes. Nami's like taking a stance to where she wants to become a fighter for when she's needed. And she asks Usopp to make her a little weapon. Okay, this is cool. But then it turns into, for me, it was like, okay, Nami isn't really growing beyond the fact that she's choosing to fight. In fact, if anything, all she's doing is reading Usopp's instructions and then learning how to use this insane weapon that is actually just Usopp's random ingenuity. Like, it's like, all of a sudden, Usopp is like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Just real quick, I think as far as the instructions thing go, I think the whole point of this fight is Usopp fucked up and made her a toy, and she, through her own cunning and ingenuity, found out how to make that toy into a really cool weapon.
I mean, it's got weapon uses that he intended it.
Yeah.
Yes,
like the tornado thing.
But there's a thing she says where it's like, oh my god, he made this, and then she reads the instructions like, this is what it's for. He doesn't even know what he made. Like he doesn't even know how powerful this could be.
Yeah.
That's not what I got.
That's
from
there was
It's
a quote
stuff that makes
said that.
like it makes like little static electricity, and it makes bubbles, and she's a navigator.
Oh yeah.
So she's taking that, all the little party tricks, and using that, because that's 100%. There's so many points where she's like, holy shit, he made this crazy powerful weapon. And then it's literally Usopp's instructions are like, and then at the party, when everybody's ready to have a big bubble, you do this.
Yeah.
I personally, at a big party, I'm always ready to have a big bubble.
Yeah.
At the
Yeah.
I
party.
thought that was.
If someone makes a big bubble, I don't.
Oh,
I'd be
no,
like,
thank you. I'm all full.
I did think the party
couldn't
gag.
possibly.
The party gag was hilarious.
Yeah, yeah.
And I loved kind of like the way that this was sort of, in its own way, adding to Nami and Usopp's relationship. And I do like the aspect of like, yes, this makes sense for her to put this together because she's a navigator. From what I could tell, still Usopp had the tornado ability, or at least like the climate ability. Like there were battle functions that were laid out for her that I didn't notice that she had to really utilize like her own expertise a lot for this. Maybe I guess on the last.
I mean,
move
she
that
was
made.
making mirages, and that was
Yeah.
not an
I think,
Usopp.
I think you should reread it.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah, I
think
do.
you're wrong or anything, like if that's how you interpret it at first.
Okay.
But like based on your like critiques, I think you should reread it.
Yeah.
And
'cause
also, sorry, go ahead.
I've got it pulled up. This Double Finger says like no matter what its original purpose is, anything that can be used to kill people is a weapon. So like he did not intend for it to be a weapon, and Nami is making it into that.
And
I like that a lot. If that's the way y'all read it, I actually love that.
Yeah.
That's a lot better. I still have. But sorry, Hayden, go ahead.
in the context of that finishing move, like the tornado move,
Yeah.
like the way Usopp designed that too was you have to send a bunch of bubbles to do like you basically have to have your opponent stand still for a minute while you set up this attack, and Nami had to use her also to use the weapon to
As a party trick.
as a trick to make sure that she had the time to set up
Yeah.
this attack. So like even though that was intended, it's not a functional attack.
I love that a lot more. You guys are. I'm happy we're talking about this because you guys are kind of like completely recontextualizing this fight a little bit for me. However,
Yeah.
the part that I cannot get over,
Sorry.
the part that is everything okay over here?
I'm kicking a water
Oh,
bottle.
okay. I get that Usopp is a builder. You know, I get that he makes his own weapons. the stars or whatever, the exploding stars.
Mhm.
This was this staff he made is like magic. Like it's a
true.
feat of
Like,
nanotechnology.
I was-
Like it makes no sense, even in the One Piece world, to the point where I could not suspend my disbelief. And also the oh my god, what? I lost my train of thought beyond that. There was something else I was going to say, but that to me was just a little too much. Like that, I don't know why, but it really.
I think too, like a lot of what the staff is doing is very basic stuff because it's like it's making bubbles, it's making moisture, it's like spraying water and that kind of thing, and then like a little static shock and stuff. I think it's Nami that's like
Making
like
it crazy.
doing like
Like,
the
she's just
mirage
so
thing.
talented.
The
is,
Mirage
like-
thing, I could not. That made that I could not buy that at all. I don't know why I could not handle that. I don't know why, but I saw that and I was like, "Fuck you!" I just like did not like that moment at all.
I just think everything's so weird in this world, and
Yeah.
Nami knows weather so much.
Nami
She
does
knows
know
it
weather
so
so
much.
If it was Usopp doing this, maybe
Yeah.
I would have been like, that's a
Yeah.
little weird.
It would,
but
the
it's
fact
like-
that Usopp made this thing is like too much for me. I don't know why. I couldn't.
Nami has like precognitive abilities when it comes
Yes.
to weather. Like she knows more than people who live in like a town for their whole lives about how weather works in their town just by being there for like 5 seconds. And so I didn't find this too out of the realm of possibility, especially when I guess this is kind of a different thing altogether, but like when I saw the dog gun, I was like, he's just having fun now. Like,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he's just fucking around now. So
Yeah.
I didn't find it too out of the realm of possibility. I was more just happy to see like, oh yeah, Nami's got some shit. Like she's got her shit now. And I hope this is a weapon that sticks around for a bit because I liked watching her try to figure it out.
I think it could grow on me. I think I just didn't, because her whole expertise with weather, it's been hinted at. It's come up a few times. I guess it just wasn't prominent enough in my head for it to connect. That this was actually her utilizing her own nascent expertise with weather. So that's, you know what? I accept that. I actually like that a lot more, and I think that will like improve my reading experience of further fights with Nami. So I think I'll reread that fight. But yeah, you know what? I guess I'll just have to accept that Usopp is an engineering prodigy.
He's been doing all the ship's repairs, and all of his
Yeah.
ammo is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to mention,
This is true.
I don't think it's out of the realm.
Okay. Well, thank y'all for entertaining my grievances.
No problem, man.
The Mirage thing, though, I wasn't about that.
You're gonna hate JoJo's Part 7.
What did we think of Zoro and Mr. One?
Really
yeah.
cool
Great.
fight.
That shit was
Short
awesome.
fight, but so much like it
Uh-huh.
was great.
It was really cool.
Much happened.
That was the
Zoro
last
picks
thing
up a
that happened.
house.
He picks
He
up a whole
fucking
house.
does. Yeah.
He goes-
That felt earned. He
Yeah.
been working out
Yeah.
like
That's
crazy.
true.
He's pumping that iron.
He was,
Then he experiences ego death and becomes
Yeah.
one
right?
with the
He
universe.
was
With the
one
Force?
with the force, and yeah.
I'm excited to see where that goes.
Yeah.
Seems like it's opening up a new range of abilities for Zoro down the line. I don't know if it's going to be addressed immediately or much later.
Yeah.
Did you guys also read that as to not cut something is that theory that you've heard about where you can pass something through in between the molecules of it and basically no one
No, I read it more as like you have to have so much control that you
Yeah.
can take the sharpest object in the world and make it not cut anything.
Yeah.
Like, the whole
right. I
thing
just
is-
mean like how that literally happens.
I don't know how
like,
it literally happened. Like, I don't know how he actually beat Mr. One
Something
yet.
about the way he described it was like, oh, to cut steel, you have to figure out how it's like, you have to like see it.
Yeah,
to read
I
the
think
molecule.
Yeah.
it is interesting. It is kind of setting up. Zoro is able to like feel objects in a way, like in some sort of sense that his like physical senses are not able to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's interesting. It's kind of similar to Luffy's instinct that he had on Little Guard.
Yeah. Because they talk
Yeah.
about like the heartbeat of the stone or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and it's like, oh, he's just like tuned in. And I agree that like I think that the angle of bringing in this like you have to not be able to cut something that I was also playing a lot with like the interpretation of that line and like what it means in the grander context of Zorro.
I'm just a visual person, like so I just when I imagine how you not cut something and then how you cut something, I just like I'm seeing it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Zorro's got some new scars. I'll tell you that much. He got buzzsawed.
Bastard.
Dude.
That-
Oh my
Yeah, he got
God.
cut the
hurt
fuck
me
up.
to-
Yeah.
Ugh.
I really think, I will say, I think that the dice fruit ability, one of my favorites so far.
It's
I like
cool.
the way it was manifested in Mr.
Really
One. I like the
cool.
way his blades, fingers, and his blade legs and arms and shit manifested.
I'll
Shit
tell
was
you
live.
what though, going back to the spike fruit, absolutely number one on my list of ones that I would want for myself.
Oh, Spike
Spike
I
fruit
would,
was
I would
awesome.
pick that one without a doubt.
Yo, Double Finger was pretty sick with her ability.
Super cool.
When her arms get huge all of a sudden, that was insane. Acupuncture, the puncture fruit.
Anyway, I just really like the spike fruit.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Miss Double Finger.
But I think we completely skipped over something. We know what Croc is after now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pluton.
What the heck is
Yeah.
that?
One Piece
Freaking
nukes.
super
Named after the
weapon.
god of death?
Yeah.
Greek mythology
Yeah.
confirmed?
Yeah.
Sorry, Roman.
Well, they also
Roman.
mention Zorro mentions Hades in this like one of the
If
last
the
chapters.
Romans existed, the Greeks
Yeah.
existed.
Yeah.
Actually, I have never thought about that.
Well,
about,
Jesus
like,
also is a thing.
Yes.
Too.
are there gods in the One Piece universe? Like,
Gotta
is there a prominent religion or anything? We
They
haven't
say
really-
gods. We see a nun in Whiskey Peak.
That's right.
And the crosses.
Yeah.
There's crosses. Mihawk has a cross necklace. Later on, we will see literally a book that has the word Bible written on the front.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it takes place in our universe.
Maybe this is in the future for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the
like
world gets
Star
explodes
Wars.
and there's
Oh, wait, that's in the...
Waterworld happens and
Yeah.
then One Piece happens.
yeah.
Yeah.
Global
I'm not gonna
warming.
lie. I thought it's cool that there's this thing called Pluton, this mystery thing.
Mm-hmm.
Croc already established he just wanted military might, but when he went on about like, and then I'll have the most powerful empire in the world, I was like, okay, so
And Vivi
Croc
didn't
is-
even know there were nukes
yeah.
in Alabasta.
I was like, okay, so Croc is just kind of another world domination guy, empire guy. Cool. At least he's a cool version of that. I am excited though. So I'm hoping to see some more, some villains with some more like diverse motives. With, you know, maybe something that not as like something predictable, I suppose. But I am excited to see how Croc gets it all done. You know.
Yeah.
I really loved Vivi's plan to explode the palace
Yeah.
in order to
The people are Alabasta.
get everybody's attention just for a second. I
Uh-huh.
really, really enjoyed that. And Croc showing up at the palace was
That
a
was
great
cool.
way to for him to come back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Croc's epic.
The Pluton, I think it'll probably, I don't know. My
We'll see.
I don't know. It feels like something that will probably not be that important after this arc. But I don't know. It can blow up full islands. That's the whole thing.
It can blow up full islands.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
I think Luffy will just eat it.
Yeah, I think he will go, gum mouth.
Gum metabolism.
and then he'll get a really big belly for a sec, and then it will shrink back down, and then
Yep.
smoke will come out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Sorry, another note about the Zoro fight. There was, I don't know if this was here before, but whenever he goes into his formations for his sword moves, it would show a silhouette of the animal that he was like, that he was
I didn't
mimicking,
notice
and
that.
it would kind of make it easier for at least my baby brain to like put together what he was doing exactly, what move he was doing. So that made that fight way more fun. This was one of the most fun Zoro fights, like 1v1s that I've seen with Zoro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mr. One and Zoro's really fun fight.
Is there anything else? Because we're kind of getting to the end of the
Yeah.
volume here.
Anything else we noticed, folks?
Vivi is telling her dad is agreeing to show Croc the Pluton. Also, he's gonna blow up the whole palace.
Whoa.
That's his plan, and that's.
I think he's gonna blow up more than the whole
He's gonna
palace,
blow
right?
Oh yeah, that's
The
what I mean.
city.
Like the city, yeah.
Yeah.
The 3 mile radius.
That's
Mhm.
right, because everyone is going to be gathered in the
Yeah.
Yeah.
same place.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And then
He's a real
Luffy,
bad guy.
He's a real
last we got
bastard.
from Luffy is just he's in recovery, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Somewhere,
excited
yeah.
to see how Luffy gets out of this one.
And
Gets back
everyone
into the
thinks
game.
he's dead, so that's
Yeah.
gonna be awesome.
Yes.
When they find out he's not. Yeah.
That's all of the we saw that a couple times as well with like Usopp, I
Yeah.
think, being told that Luffy's dead
And they're
and
just
not
like,
accepting
no,
it.
that
Yeah.
could not happen.
Yep.
I
Vivi
did like
couldn't accept it either.
you know, in very very early that first thing when right after he gets stabbed and he's still like alive and Croc is just like, what the fuck, man? Like chill out, and it just throws him in the quicksand.
Uh-huh.
Well, we got to see. I'm wondering what Penn did. What Penn did to heal him or to
Who?
Penn was his name not Penn? The
Pell?
Falcon guy.
Pell.
Pell.
Ah.
Yeah. What he did to help Luffy out with a
Yeah.
hole in his body. A hole filled with sand.
Uh-huh.
At this
Right.
point, which I don't know if that is actually going to help him or
Kinda
not.
good.
Is that going to clot the blood or something?
Who knows?
Yeah, that's gonna kind of make him stronger.
There's also
Yeah.
we did not see the wreckage or whatever happened to Yuba.
Yuba, yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking about that. I was so happy to
Oh.
see that like Yuba had water again.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Shit.
I think that's
We'll
it,
have
right?
And the last
see.
thing we've also got the military lady coming. She hasn't
Right.
shown up in the
Oh,
Smoker's
yeah.
apprentice. Yeah.
Toshigi.
Hachi has been having his
She's-
little.
yeah.
Hachi.
His little
Hachi's
solo
eat, pray,
sort of
loving
stuff.
right now.
Yeah.
He keeps just helping people along the way. You know, wow,
He's awesome.
Hachi's
Hachi's
a good
great.
guy.
He's a good man.
He's actually a good
That's
guy.
good. Cool.
And we're getting to see so much of a One Piece ocean, like what's under the sea.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This whole world out there,
Yeah.
which is probably there's a lot more in the ocean, than what is
Especially
on the
with the
surface.
fact that there are fishmen.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
They're just out there.
the ocean floor could be a whole
City.
big civilization, possibly bigger
Already.
than
than the one
everything
on
else.
island.
Probably bigger.
Probably because there's only that one. The red line is just one continent. Apparently, does anyone live on it?
The red line.
Dude.
Maybe I'll find out.
Yes. Obviously.
We only know people really living on islands, and I mean, I guess like the original islands that we started in were kind of on the red line, right? Or they were like on peninsulas on the red line.
They were in the East Blue.
They were in the East
Islands
Blue,
in
but
the East Blue.
They were.
Yeah.
Wasn't windmill like? Was it windmill like on?
All just islands into East Blue.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
With that, do we want to go ahead and get into homework and expectations?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I guess I can do One Piece first. We are reading just the next 2 volumes that ends at a great little point. Let me find out exactly what those episodes are right quick. It's going to be up to episode chapter 216.
People are gonna think that we're secretly watching this when you
Never.
said we're reading it.
Actually, Lucas, you were talking earlier about the person that was like, "Oh, you need to start it," or who was talking about starting it chapter?
That
Yeah.
was just some guy who
3.
commented.
Yeah,
somewhere.
commenting that, and it's like, I just thinking about that, how we're gonna be ending in the early 200s, and it's like I can't imagine in my right mind telling someone to skip
Everything
Alabasta.
That's
that's
Yeah.
happened. Yeah.
You said 216.
216.
Cool.
So we're ending just in 2 months, and then that'll be our final Alabasta episode.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
also, I don't know if y'all noticed the volume. I think for the second one that we read this week is the group of people staring one way.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
first cover of the new volume is
them all staring
the
the
other
other way.
people
They're
looking
staring
back.
Yeah,
I've
it's
looked
cool.
at that. Very.
I love it.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Expectations? Alabasta, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
JoJo time.
You were gonna watch the next 5 episodes.
I want 6.
You want 6?
Nah, fine's fine.
You will get 6 soon.
Okay.
But yeah, we are coming up on the end here. We only have 5 more. We're only going to be talking about part 3 for 5 more episodes.
Ooh.
Yep.
I'm excited to get on to new parts too.
I cannot fucking wait. But before that, I can't wait even more for you to finish part 3. So
Yeah.
you're going to watch the next 5 episodes. That's going to be 3 battles.
Okay.
Make sure watch out for post-credit scenes.
Okay.
As always, you will be getting a new opening.
Yay.
Woohoo.
Never skip it, and you
Yeah.
can never skip the openings, especially this one. And also, yeah, I think you're gonna really like most of what you're gonna see.
Okay.
Maybe even all of it.
This
I don't
dog better change my life.
Oh, also, do not, especially for these ones, do not skip the ending. Because there's going to be a new ending.
Why would
as
I
well.
skip the ending? Oh, the ending.
Like,
Okay.
The walk
And
like
the
an
outro,
Egyptian.
The outro is going to be an ending, and there might even be
Skip
there might
the
even be
ending.
another special outro as well
Woo.
for a specific episode.
Boom,
Do you have a
ba-dum,
problem?
bum, bum,
Do you have a problem?
What?
Why are you so sardonic at me?
What are you talking
You're like,
about?
woo.
That's
how you
how I
said.
talk. Sorry, I'm not neurotypical, Josh.
Oh my gosh, Josh.
I'm sorry. I was just
What
like,
the heck, Josh?
What the
Damn.
So Josh is the enemy.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
guys, you
Yeah.
didn't see
Josh
what I
is the
saw.
villain of this
I'm sorry.
episode.
I really thought I was
Josh.
like, what did I say?
You're gonna
So
get
this is
dragged
a
into hell
comedy
tonight.
podcast.
Damn, I'm on edge.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, these are fun. I'm excited to talk about them. But God, the episode after that, I'm even more beyond excited. And these boys all know why.
I think you
Hell
can
yeah.
do more.
I actually have no idea why the episode after this. I don't remember those specific
Well,
chunks.
it's actually I'm going to include. Here's the thing.
Oh, okay,
How
okay,
would
okay.
you feel about watching instead of 5 episodes, 7 episodes? With that?
I think
You think 5 is good?
We're gonna have a lot to talk about in One Piece
Yeah, that's
with
fair.
an arc ending.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, we'll keep it at 5.
Okay.
You are now in Egypt.
Oh,
Have fun.
I do need to say for One Piece expectations so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be something that happens in here,
Oh no!
and just don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Do y'all want to?
Okay.
Sorry. Do y'all want to give any expectations for JoJo? Like anything that came to mind?
Watch it.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay.
I'd like to
substance
see
that
you
happens.
stop me.
Hey,
Some stuff
well,
happens.
I've got one for this next one. Invest wisely your currency.
Okay.
You'll know what that means.
You'll know what that means. Hey,
Yeah.
follow the scent of victory. Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like something that like a Clone Wars episode would
Oh
start.
my god! Yes. awesome.
But with that, are we putting a cap in this?
You got anything else you want to?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lucas.
your first
Awesome,
and
man.
last guest episode.
Yes, this was
on-
it forever.
Terrible.
There's not many chapters of One Piece left, so it's always
It's kind of ending
Mm-hmm.
soon.
But yeah, no, I just wanted to thank you guys for letting me on.
You're back.
Thank you
come
for
back
coming
anytime.
on.
That's great.
Yeah.
Welcome
Hey.
back anytime.
I'll be
Anytime.
back on later. I have a certain thing that I want to come back for in the near future, certain arc. But
There's also a One Piece thing that I know for a fact that I would like to bring you specifically back on for.
Oh.
I was
Okay,
thinking
sounds
about
good.
Which one is that soon?
No.
okay, cool.
I mean,
Okay.
soonish.
Nothing in One Piece is soon.
It'll be
Every
in
time
probably
we
like
ask
10
talking about-
episodes of the podcast.
Talking about that one?
Yep.
Okay.
Talking about that one.
Okay,
All right, cool.
cool. Yay.
Hell yeah.
First guest episode success.
Success. All right.
I can tell it's going to be a big one for us.
We've
can
been
tell.
the Straw Hat Crusaders. And as always,
We love you. Good night.
Love you. Good night.